pool pavilions, a cabana, a wellness spa including 5 spa villas, a gymnasium, equipment area, yoga room, and bathrooms. The school, comprised of local children and children from abroad, will be modeled after the Green School in Bali, Indonesia. It emphasizes green studies, creative arts, and physical education. The central space and the auditorium is the heart of the school, and it will take on the form of an ecologically outstanding design. Also included will be 19 pod-like rooms separated into the nursery and kindergarten, then the primary school, lower secondary from grades 6 to 8, upper secondary from grades 9 to 12, and the trade school with children from 18 to 20 years old. Also adjacent, though in a sense private, is the guest library, including the main library space with a librarian, as well as an outdoor reading room, meeting room seating 80 people, a boardroom with a capacity of 16 persons. Adjacent to the guest library is a boutique and a general store. The total site area for Phase 1 development is 8 hectares or 19 acres. The total site is 270 acres, of which 146 acres are agricultural, leaving 105 acres to Phase 2 development. The precedent for the project is the Temple City Center of Phnom, built in 1191 by Jayavarman VII. The total area is 56 hectares, of which I will be looking at the Temple City Center, equal to 8 hectares or 19 acres. The analyses of the plan thus far are shown in this map. The blue area are the 146 1-acre plots, and the Temple City Center is the one which is most colorful at the tip of the island. At full build-out, the site would look something like this, and the scale would be determined of the Temple City Center with this future investigation. For this investigation, I looked to the Temple of Phnom, built in 1191 by Jayavarman VII. With insight to the arrangement of spaces and adjacencies, I will create an agri-urban craft hotel with a residential component and school. The main goal and the main challenge is how not to create an overdetermined environment. The plan is constructed with measurements starting from the centralmost sanctuary. The measurement units are cubits based off of the king, in this case Jayavarman VII's, tip of his finger to his elbow. Looking at the plan, you will notice the asymmetry. Khmer architecture is known for this fact. This is one of the aspects of the plan which I find to be most alluring. I bring us now to the centermost or fourth enclosure of Phnom for an analysis on how the temple cottages, or the villas for the hotel, might be created in a way that reflects the arrangement of the ancient Angkorian history. The northwest quadrant is stripped to its essential building shell. I can envision a layout similar to this with a pool in the center servicing the 7 houses in this case. This is a site sketch of the east elevation, one which faces the pool, showing the decoration for the tiny cottages. These were originally used for temples to the different Buddhist gods. Each of the buildings in these quadrants are quite close to one another. For the sake of privacy for each of the guest rooms, I will propose a larger scale of the site and actually add more villas to the final plan. The southwest quadrant is quite similar to the northwest quadrant in the number of villas, though the proportion of the cottages are different. This is a site sketch of the west elevation of one of the smaller temples. I see the arrangement of these spaces an inspiration for the hotel, as well as these individual sizes an inspiration for the 5 spa villas. The units within this quadrant would most likely have been separated by water, which would have also not only served a religious purpose, but would have cooled the area. The centralmost east quadrant is home to Dharmasala, or Rest House of Fire, is the name given to a type of building found only in temples constructed during the reign of Jayavarman VII. The House of Fire has thick walls, a tower at the west end, and south-facing windows. Scholars theorize that the House of Fire functioned as a rest house with fire for travelers. This is an analysis of one of the larger units on this quadrant, and I would like to use it as a precedent for a potential new typology for a guest room cottage. Again, the scale will be tweaked to account for modern needs and requirements. In the same quadrant, I find these images to be quite revealing of the communal dynamic that was created at Prekon, and I seek to create a similar ambient at the Pearl. These houses in the greater Angkor region also evoke a sense of community